Hi there, this is Beth Turner with Gambling Insider on The Huddle. We are in sunny Leicester, England, and today we're going to Grosvenor Casino Leicester to see what's been happening after their latest refurbishment. Let's go have a look. Today I'm with Paul Davies, the General Manager of Grosvenor Casino Leicester. Paul, thank you for having me here today and incredible work with your recent refurbishment of the casino. Now, can you tell me, that £3 million refurbishment, primarily, where did that money go?
Unusually, I would say it's actually gone throughout the whole casino, starting at the outside of the building, which we've really increased our curb appeal in having the big windows installed, which has like moving imagery on the TVs. It's been a complete refurbishment of the outside, and then as you walk into reception itself on the ground floor, the area has been expanded. It's much more welcoming and appealing as you walk in, and it's done in that way because obviously in the future we'll have the gaming app review and it will allow us to have more machines downstairs. We've had the toilets refurbished, new bar area on the ground floor, and then as you go upstairs and come onto the first floor, the gaming area has been completely refurbished. And we've got sort of new areas on the first floor, which is the one that we're sitting in now, which is the sports lounge area. And again, that's made to be future-proofed for sports betting when it's introduced with the gaming app review at a later date. Also upstairs, we have something quite unique, which is a gaming terrace, which is an outside area that houses both slots and electronic roulette. And that again is something quite unique in casinos. It's a nice big area and proving really popular with the customers. And apart from that as well, we've also done back of house areas for the team to, like obviously give them a better experience. And so all in all, we spent a lot of money in a lot of places, I would say.
Fantastic. So how long were you closed for those renovations? And coming up to reopening, did you have any worries or concerns as you went into opening?
Well, interestingly enough, we didn't close. As in, the works was phased in 2-week sections and we were hoarding off areas, doing behind the hoarding, and then every 2 weeks on a Monday, we'd move the hoarding and go to another area, with a view that we'd hopefully then have refurbished that part of the casino. And we did that over 9 phases over 17 weeks. So the whole time we refurbished, we were still open and operating. And I have to say the customers still managed to come in, even though we were a building site at times and quite dusty and noisy. And the team, worked through it as well. So it was quite an experience, to be honest. Yeah.
Fantastic. So in terms of coming into the casino, what would you describe the aesthetic as, and how do you feel people feel when they come in?
I would say, I'd probably say the aesthetics would be modern and dynamic, would be the 2 words I would use for, just because from what it was before, it's really elevated, the look and the feel. And in terms of the feeling itself, warm and welcoming.
Fantastic. And just to kind of round up this first section, when you did your relaunch, we saw some of the pictures that came out from that night. Can you kind of describe what happened on that evening and how you felt on that evening?
The interesting thing was we actually sort of went for a relaunch day as opposed to a relaunch evening. So we had events throughout the day, promotions, etc. that started at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they were for the various sections of our customer base and obviously looking to attract new customers to come in and experience the night. We did a lot of different things. We had a cyclone, which was a bit of fun, where different customers were drawn out, and it was a crystal maze type effect where people were picking up vouchers from blowing air out, like the vouchers, which was really good fun. We had different types of entertainment in short spurts. So we had like Bhangra dancers. We had a Chinese dragon that ran around upstairs and downstairs. We had dole drummers, which obviously were outside and inside. And then later on, we had a DJ and sort of music, as well as obviously all of our products being open for the evening and different promotions on the various ones. So it was a really good launch night in terms of customer feedback. And I think after the 17 weeks and after going through what we did, I was immensely proud of what the team delivered, and I was also very, very pleased with the customer reaction, I would say.
In terms of where Grosvenor is here in Leicester, there's a lot of other entertainment venues in the city, a lot of pubs, a lot of clubs. There's a Mecca Bingo, not, 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
What is drawing people here?
A lot of it is we're quite diverse in the products and experiences we have in the casino itself. So in terms of casinos, obviously we're the biggest in Leicester, and also we offer the most for the customer in terms of gaming products. But outside of that, the bar areas, like the things that we have on in the club. But if I was to say what's the one thing that attracts customers here, I would have to say it's the friendliness and the service that we offer, that the team deliver. And we have so many loyal customers. And obviously our key is that now we've had the refurbishment, etc. And a lot of new customers will visit us, is to ensure those customers also become loyal, want to return. But I'd say the key thing is the team.
And you're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What does a typical day at Grosvenor Leicester Casino look like?
Well, quite funnily, it changes, quite dramatically through a day. When we first sort of opened, well, we don't open, we obviously open all the time. But if you took it from about sort of 7 o'clock in the morning, it tends to be that more electronic players and the Chinese community will use the casino between sort of 7 a.m. and sort of midday. Chinese come in to play Mahjong, which is a big game for them. They love to play. And then, obviously because we have slot machines and electronic roulette machines, that's the electronic players come in. Around sort of midday, our table gaming players come in and they'll start playing throughout the day. We progressively get busier and busier through the day, but then sort of late afternoon, early evening, you start getting our poker players come in, because we offer poker every evening. And you also get, if we've got sports events on, we'll get people coming in to use the sports lounge, and it sort of then just builds through the evening and gets busier and busier. You'll have people that are out for a night out, they might come before or they might come after to use the bar facilities and leisure facilities. I just think there's a lot of different people come for different reasons, and it just sort of flows throughout a day. But I have to say every day is different. Yeah.
I can imagine. I guess a weekday is different to a weekend as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So in terms of the day as well, what are some safeguarding techniques that you're putting in on a day-to-day basis? And are there any that are harder to implement than others?
The biggest safeguarding for us is always safer gaming. That is imperative and most important to ensure our customers are gaming responsibly. And our team get training on how to identify behaviours, and our management get even more training, on how, not only how to identify the behaviours, but how then to have the conversation with the customer. So, we can feel at ease that they're playing to levels that they can afford. We want our customers to come in, have a great time and game responsibly. What's difficult is some of those conversations can be quite difficult at times. And, but they're much needed and really important. So we have to ensure that we do have those.
Challenging conversations that need to be had.
Absolutely. And, the normal, with any licensed establishment, we have a Think 25 policy as well on reception. So just to make sure that, we don't get any under 18s in the casino, so we have that. as well. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you have a Challenge 25 policy here, and that leads me really well to my next question, as Leicester is a very unique place in terms of its social makeup. There are 2 universities not 15 minutes from here, and Leicester also has a very ethnically diverse population. How do you cater to that?
Yeah, I think we mentioned previously, like if you sort of take the different communities and different types of people, we try and offer something, you know, like for everybody really. We've got a strong Chinese community in Leicester. We offer them mahjong during the day, which a lot of Chinese love to play. You then go into sort of our menu is based on not only Asian food, it's Asian, Chinese and British food that sort of, you know, like blends together into a menu that appeals to all people. We've got a good drinks range, you know, like a variety of drinks that obviously is looking at the leisure markets. We've got the sports on, we have a lake bar, which again is something that probably the younger and leisure market like more. When we celebrate things, we celebrate everything really in terms of, we celebrate Chinese New Year, we celebrate Diwali, we'll have Eid, you know, we'll have Bollywood nights. We also celebrate Halloween, Christmas. So there's a big diversity in what we do really, to be honest. So the idea is that we can appeal to all ethnic groups in different ways, but also appeal to likes of students or leisure players also.
Exactly, and considering that you have this 24-hour policy, it allows people to come in at any time when it suits them.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So another thing that I find quite interesting is that with the revamp of the casino, you've also been able to bring new jobs into the casino. How important is that for you to kind of bring new things into the community, to bring jobs and opportunities into the community?
Well, absolutely. As you know, like a Grosvenor Casino, it's a big part of sort of what we need to do is become part of the community, and bringing jobs in is a great way of doing it. We're also members of the Leicester Bid, which is a business group within Leicester, and we work with them also. And I think the key thing is to become as much a part of the community as we can do, really. We work a lot with Chinese elders on events that they do, and we work a lot with the Asian community as well, you know, like in terms of what they're doing outside of the casino and inside the casino.
In terms of those job roles, are they more permanent positions, or have they been kind of designed more for the students coming in and out? What's the kind of blend there?
Yeah, I think again you need to have a diverse workforce. We found, strangely enough, that with the government and the way they've done the minimum wage now, and younger people in general, there's quite a few younger people now who prefer to work on a more part-time basis than full-time basis. A lot of people still living at home. So we offer now a lot of 24-hour contracts, and you know, like for students, etc., or even shorter if you know, like you have students who just want to do a couple of days between shifts, etc. So I think the key thing is, from a business perspective, is to be able to diversify from full-time to part-time, just to make sure that, you know, like literally the people that work for you, you know, have the hours that they need and suits their needs. And the tendency is then your retention is better.
Well, just to wrap things up today, and I really do appreciate your time today, Paul, if you could describe Grosvenor Leicester Casino in 3 words, what would they be and why?
Thought about this, and I think the first one I'll go for is fabulous. I think since we've been refurbished, I just think, you know, like the venue has changed so significantly. It's just a great place, you know, like for people to come, you know, like, and I just think fabulous is a very good word to use. And I would also say friendly, you know, like it's that thing of we have to be warm, we have to be welcoming, and I believe we're delivering that to our customers. And lastly, I would say innovative. In other words, we are probably different to a lot of casinos in the products that we offer, and the fact that we are future-proofing for the gaming app review, etc. But I just think we've got a lot to offer at Leicester that potentially isn't on offer everywhere else.
Fantastic, yeah. So you've mentioned you have these screens here in your sports lounge, you have the deck set up at the bar designed for future things to come.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Right, well, thank you for your time today, Paul. I really do appreciate it, and thank you all for watching.